Hello, 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 hello. Hello, it's me. I'm back. Boom. He's done it. And we just start bringing all the screens back. Ooh. Actually, I guess we just need this one, like the main screen, right? Because they're not really referencing anymore, like the other stuff anymore, so we just need to have the main screen visible. Not this one. Get out of here. Drop the bot in. Let's see, we can randomize this. Yeah. Okay. Let's see, what was I doing? I don't remember. I think I was working on this stuff, so the lip sync stuff. Okay. So if we try this out in the editor, we'll also be just logging out a bunch of stuff. So we have like use lip sync, right? Hello, hello, hello. Seems to be getting a lot of garbage in the background as well, which is unfortunate. And wasn't there was something that I was needing to test as well, which was the actual lip sync stuff. Yeah, so like the capture device stuff. Okay, hold on. So let's do this. Audio server, capture, get device. We'll print that out just so I can see what it is. Let's not set it like this directly using it like a direct string. It's kind of gross. Let's see. What's the thing it gives me back? It gives me back defaults. That seems unlikely. That seems unlikely. Get device list. Let's see what this one gives me. So that is, we have multiple devices, because of course there are. This actually looks very different from what I'm used to seeing. I wonder if it's because I'm currently on Voicemeeter. So if I change this to a different audio device, give me one sec. So we have speakers, which is the Focusrite USB stuff. And then there's Voicemeeter, which is my virtual audio IO. All right, I think we're back. No, we're not. What happened to my audio? Ooh. No, my wait. Wait. It's a bit weird. So now you get so now you're getting desktop audio. But then if I switch it to speakers, this should be getting oh, I see. I'm dumb. Alright, switching back to this one. We need to create a new thingy in OBS. How do I duplicate? Duplicate. Okay. Duplicate. No duplicate. Okay. Does this one use a different No, these actually all use just the same audio thing. Am I stupid? It's only the mic input that's slightly different. Actually, no, it's not. That's not true either. Alright, well, give me one sec. Desktop, so audio output capture. This needs to be focus, right? Boom. Speakers like that. Okay. Get rid of this. Change the name. So this is focus, right? Okay, cool. So when we change it over to speakers, now it's just very loud. Okay, there we go. All right, so now we're piping all the information straight through focus, right? Stuff. So let's see if our audio devices are different. They aren't. Am I crazy? I don't know. Anyways, let's just do this then. So we'll hit it with an audio server. Capture, get device list. That was 0, 1, 2. So we want number 2. And we can print out. I swear like the output was different before, but like yesterday when I was testing this, I got something different, but maybe, I don't know. Let's see. We're not able to change it anyways though. So you can see here that, well, maybe you won't be able to see, but if you zoom in, you can totally see it. So this line of code prints out the audio devices. Then we set it like so. Maybe I need to wait. Maybe we just need to yield for like an idle frame. So yield, get tree, idle frame, something like that. Just do it twice. It's always helpful. Defaults. Okay. Well, let's see. Just put a bunch of yields and maybe it changes something. Nope. That's so bizarre. It only ever uses the default Godot audio capture thing. Or not the default Godot audio capture, but the default Windows device. So I'm not able to set it. I remember I was looking at this. Yeah, and I was looking at the source yesterday as well. So we look at Godot. What was it? It was in servers. So just look at this on the main screen. So there's your audio server. Audio server C++, because I know that this is stored here. So there's get device. Oh, audio driver? Is this a friend class? I don't think it is. Yeah. What was it? It's capture set device. So capture set device. But it's the audio driver get singleton. So when is the singleton set? So looking at the header stub. So as an audio driver singleton, audio driver comes from, please don't be from class DB. That would be crushing. It might be from OSH as well. Yeah, and then audio server should be a friend class with, no. It should just have an audio driver, maybe. Audio server singleton. It's just a pointer to itself. Oh yeah. Friend class audio driver. So we need to look at some other stuff, of course. So I need to find out where audio driver is defined, and then maybe we can just do a little bit of compiling on stream, since I feel like this is necessary. Otherwise, like, it wouldn't make much sense to even have this feature at this point, right? Because everything is just kind of like ultra borked. So there's directory access WAP. All right, so there's the audio driver stuff. I suppose that this just gets sent, I guess. Oh, and this is in master as well. Okay, I'm looking at the wrong stuff just entirely. Hold on, 3.4. This needs to be 3.4 as well. 3.4. This might not exist in 3.4. All right, this still exists in 3.4. Very good. So we're looking at get capture. Ooh, this is an audio server C++. Capture set device, right? So that works off of the audio driver singleton and then sets the device audio driver. Okay, so this is the Windows implementation. So let's see, what is this doing? Finally, a bug that I can probably fix. Maybe. So this should implement the same API. Maybe. Capture set device. Yeah, capture set device, virtual void, which needs to be implemented. Set device, lock, audio input, new device, unlock. I don't know if that's true or not. What is audio device? Some of these also seem pretty sus, pretty suspect. Let's see. Oh, hello, Bundy. Hello. How are you doing today? This is a void pointer to a reference to an enumerator. Oh boy. What I'm trying to figure out right now is, so from yesterday, found out that whatever capture Godot is using, it's also using the background music. So I need a way to isolate the capture. So I'm able to get the device list, but I'm not actually able to set the device ever. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. I need to work is tough. Work is tough. I'm very, it feels like I'm very behind. I'm starting to get nervous. So need to work after this. Tired out. Yeah, I'm tired from work. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Yeah, but see here, I thought it might be a timing issue, as these things always tend to be, but it's not. I am getting the outputs, right? And it's correct. This is the actual capture device list. I think previously I was actually looking at just like the regular device list, which is both listening and capture. So capture device list is a bit more correct. We can even change it here. Do that later on. Yeah. But I was looking for API. Yeah. But anyways, even though I use the correct device list, it doesn't really matter. I'm still not able to set anything. And so, like, looking at this stuff here. So you have audio device, get list. That's okay. Like, this is the Windows driver. I'm assuming that this probably works on Linux. Maybe. But I mean, this is the audio driver. WAS API implements audio driver, which makes sense because this is how the audio server works, is that audio server has a reference, maybe not a reference, but you know, just access to the singleton. You can change Windows input device if it affects Godot. Yeah, well, that's tough, right? Well, even now, I'm not really able to set the input device properly. I guess I would need to set it at the Windows level, which is tough. Like, I've already switched my audio device to be just my real piece of audio hardware, not using voice meter as a virtual whatever device, or click on device and use as default. I don't really want to do that. I would really rather not. But I suppose I'll need to make it work somehow. Oh, I'm still using, actually, hold on. That's the output device. Ooh. Actually, have I been doing this wrong? Give me one sec. So that's playback device. That's okay. Wait a minute. Maybe I'm dumb. How do you manage output from here? I guess input from here. I guess there's no way to do input from here. Well, that's tough. All right. Well, we can switch this. We'll switch this in a little bit. Yeah. We'll look at estimate vowel demo. Give it one sec. I think we'll need to modify some of the scripts here then. Let's see, yeah, this is capture. What was I getting here? Just a blue device properties text. Yeah. I will. I just need to get everything set up first before I start messing with my audio stuff like on stream. It might be a bit ill-advised. Alright. So just do this. New UI garbage, yeah. Yeah. Alright, so this is still using default, so that's okay. Alright. But we are... I guess we don't need this anymore. Well, it doesn't hurt, right? It doesn't hurt to just set it here anyways. Alright. So we can device prop. Yeah, I think we can just change it like this, and then maybe something will break. Because OBS is using selected device. I'm not sure. I've never thought about it though. Does anything sound different? I just switched it. But now it still says it's using default. But if I just don't talk, well, I'm gonna turn off my mic and then we'll see if this works. Okay, well that's interesting. So that's interesting. I guess it works. I guess it works. Maybe it's because, oh, you know what? What I was, oh, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. What's the first option? Just microphone? That's my, I'm not gonna use my webcam microphone. But I think that this works. It's just that I had a kind of a weird setup because I was using a virtual audio I/O device as opposed to just the physical I/O device. So I guess this will work for my uses. If you need something fancier than that, then tough luck. If you need something fancier than just setting your actual audio device, then, you know, good luck and all that. So this will work, and it doesn't appear to have broken my setup. I think the reason why I changed my input device to be the virtual I/O was because I was trying to route FL Studio ASIO into my input as well. So kind of a virtual loopback device. Doesn't really work though. I need to install a different program if I want to do that. Anyways, lip sync. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Eh? Is this not doing anything? Want to use VST plugin? No. So what I want to do is, if I open up FL Studio, right? FL Studio, if you want optimal playback, you need to use FL Studio's ASIO. But then if you use that, you're not able to capture that output in OBS. So then you need to use a different ASIO, but like, which is good because it reduces latency. But wait, no. If you use FL Studio ASIO, you're able to capture that input using voice meter. But then that introduces a lot of latency when you're playing like a guitar or something into it. But then if I use my actual audio box as the output, then OBS can no longer pick it up. Yeah, that's the correct order. Basically, I want to use my actual audio box, but I also want OBS to be able to pick it up. And that's more for like game dev stuff, but need virtual output to virtual input, I assume. Yeah, well, that's what I was trying to do, but it just doesn't work for some reason. I think I need like a more complicated routing setup. Yeah, it's the, I think it's because I'm already using my hardware device, my Focusrite audio box as, or my Focusrite audio box only has one ASIO input, maybe. So I can't listen to it twice because I have a really simple one. I think if I had more channels on it, it might work. Also need to mix. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know like anything about this stuff. Other than, you know, there's channels. You don't want to overload channels. You need to mix them somehow. To like a master channel. I don't know. Is there a way for me to... Let's see. Audio input, Buzz API. Why am I not getting input anymore? Or is it because the input's a lot quieter now? So I'm on voice meter. Input. We can ignore that. Sound settings. I am using this as my audio input. Maybe it's just aborting too early, so we can... Oh, what did I do? Just add an else. A sound software for so long, so there's so many open source now. Yeah. Well, FL Studio isn't open source, but Voice Meter is open. Actually, Voice Meter is not open source either. Voice Meter is just freeware. Yeah, no, there's like an open source thing. I had it starred. I forget what it's called though. But I was going to try and set that up at some point. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah, maybe this one. Synchronous audio router? Actually, this isn't what I was looking for. There's another one. Or maybe it's this one, I don't know. DAWs and virtual devices now. Well, a DAW is a digital audio workstation. So usually they are, I guess they used to be, I guess like a physical digital audio workstation, but now they're also virtual as well. So the fancy Yamaha keyboards, those would be considered a DAW as well, where you were able to sequence your beats and all that. Anyways, that was not the thing I was actually looking to use, but it's close enough for audio routing. But virtual devices is just creating more ASIO outputs somehow. How does it work? I don't know. And I also don't have it start apparently, so good job me. Oh. But completely randomly, completely apropos of nothing at all. I was thinking of using ANSI Wave, and not ANSI Wave directly, but the idea behind how they do their database stuff for the future config file, whatevers for this program. Because how this works, have you checked fmod for Godot? You can use it. What would I use fmod for? So I know what fmod is. It's like like an audio handler. It's really fancy. I get it. But like that's more for games. It's not really for this kind of stuff, right? This wrong. Hold on. Haven't used it, so don't know. Yeah, fmod is more for like if you want to like layer sounds and sequence sounds in like a intelligent way. Fmod seems like it's really good for that, but I'm not really doing any of that stuff. Yeah, so, and it's also not free and open source. I think you need a license if you want to use it. So yeah, sounds boring. Volume too low. I wonder what my volume is. So we can print out the volume. So let's just print volume. Let's see what it gives me. What is my volume? My volume is, oh, using my actual audio device, it's really, really low. Okay, interesting. It can handle audio input more straightforward. I don't think that's what fmod does. Yeah. I don't think fmod does what you think it does. So it needs to be higher than 0.001. That's really low. But yeah, what I was bringing up with ANSI Wave is that how this works is that this is only a front end. So this is a message board, a BBS board, if you will, with no back end. And how it works is that each page, well, I guess it's not, yeah, I suppose it is like each page has its own basically SQLite data table. SQLite table, not data table, just a regular table. Because how SQLite works, there's a configuration option that allows you to store the tables in different files. And so that got me thinking, maybe instead of my kind of weird hand-rolled, you know, app configuration stuff that seems to be pretty fragile, what if we use SQLite? Because you can bundle in SQLite. That's what SQLite is really good for. And then you just have each one of these config files be just a different table. Like that. So they're all part of the same database, just different tables. That could work. The thought of it working scares me, but bundle the config. Well, it's like instead of using my own config manager, just use SQLite. And then we can, it doesn't need to be just like one huge database either. It can be like, you know, here's your database file. So you can back up individual files. So it'll work in a similar way to how it works right now, right? So because each of these are individual JSON files. Yeah. And so in the same way, you only need to load the SQLite database once, but then each of the config files are just stored as like a, you know, that's the table, I suppose. Well, actually, in this case, they would be all the same table. It wouldn't make sense to split them up. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I talking about? All right, so we're talking. We're getting some audio input. Okay, I think that seems all right. So, stop printing so much. Let's turn off this one. Either JSON or SQL is it that different? Yeah, SQL is much better. In terms of like data size. Yeah, in terms of data size and like reliability, SQL is much better. So, like how the configuration works right now with this stuff is, right, so I'm handling pretty much everything manually, so don't pay attention to this. This will exist no matter what. But like all of this stuff, you would usually want this to be like, you know, this is easier to configure as a table in SQL as opposed to just like, here's your data class, or here's your class, here's your struct, or whatever you want to call it. Here's everything, have fun, figure it out. You know, like, does it work? Yes, you can make it work pretty easily. But because it's not like structured, it's just kind of weird. So it's also very prone to breaking once you change things, because because everything is not like, you know, SQL. You access everything in the same way. Everything works how you expect it to work, basically. I joined an indie project working for a fighting game. Very nice. Congratulations, Indie Mouse. Moving up in the world. I'm assuming it's gonna be a 2D fighting game, not like a Tekken or anything. Probably closer to like a Street Fighter 2. I'm gonna use Godot for the game. Very nice. Godot, not a bad choice. Not a bad choice. Especially if it's 2D. I think that's one area where Godot beats Unity. Is in 2D performance. Based off at least the bunny mark stress tests I've seen. Maybe like Street Fighter for inspiration. So it's not Street Fighter 5, it's gonna be like Street Fighter like 2, right? Or is it gonna be like Street Fighter 5? So Street Fighter 5 is 3D Street Fighter. I forget when Street Fighter 4 was also 3D. Street Fighter 2 and 3 were 2D, I think. Yeah, I'm also just gonna go ahead and assume it's not gonna be like Smash. Try Godot 4 for my project. I planned on everything. Yeah, Godot 4. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. Stop the tracker. Start the tracker. Load in Alicia. I actually submitted a patch for Godot VRM, so that's neat, like for Godot 4 stuff. So hooray, giving back. They still won't accept my Godot 3 patch though. A week to properly port. I think if you're doing like a 2D game, it doesn't make too much sense to... If you're working on a 2D project in Godot, and you're already like pretty far along, it doesn't make a lot of sense to port. Right, because you don't really get anything new. Right, you get a few nice features from like better GD script stuff. This actually doesn't look too bad. The mouth like jittering like this is kind of weird, but as long as I'm like talking, it's not horrible. Yeah. I just need to add interpolation as opposed to just switching the mouth to fully open. And if we're going to go for 2D hand-drawn animation, if we can try it. Adding 3D elements into the background. Pretty views to play while beating your opponent. Nice. Very nice. I'm not super familiar with Street Fighter. All I know is that I'm bad at it. I'm bad at Street Fighter and Tekken. I can really only play Smash. So I played Melee. This is the most technical I got. Tekken, I don't know, man. Tekken, I just don't understand. Street Fighter is just I don't practice enough. Tekken, I feel like I'm missing something. Smash, I'm able to run away. Run away and then do something highly technical and then run away again. It's 2D, but there are shader things I need. Oh yeah, there are big shader changes in Godot 4. Yeah, I suppose it makes sense then, but do you really need the shader stuff? Or is that like just like a nice to have kind of thing? Yeah, sadly. Yeah, isn't like the only like the biggest change for shader stuff in Godot 4 is lighting. There's a function for specifically for lighting, isn't it? So I'm hacking for now. Hack is good enough. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much the that's the story for this application. The hack is usually good enough for this. For the concept art, characters, stages, prototypes, and gameplay. Sounds like you are at the very start of the project then. We're coming up with concepts for everything right now, is what I heard. So here's what I'm thinking. Yeah, okay. Lip sync updated. Here's what I'm thinking. So for lip sync updated, we'll do model display screen. We'll also hook into this callback on the main screen because that's where we pass in data to the model custom update here. So this is the interpolation data. So I don't think I want to do this, which is like opening and closing of the mouth. I don't want to do that directly here because then it gets overwritten by the interpolation data. So I think I want to catch this callback in model display screen and in VRM model. So VRM model, all this will do is it will change the mouth shape, and then for the open and closedness of the mouth, that stuff's actually maybe just open. Yeah, just open. Let me think about it. Performance matters too. So well, in 2D, well, shaders are different. I don't know. I don't really have an educated opinion on that. That's tough. Like 2D drawing is fine, but I guess if you're running too many shaders in 2D, it can also tank performance as well. Yeah, that's tough. We're at the start of the project. Oh, start of the project. Okay. Start of the project. Has anyone on the team like made a game before? I remember like one of the first games I was trying to make as well, way back in like 2015, maybe even earlier. Even earlier than that was like Game Maker days. 2015 was when I was still playing with Unity, and I was trying to make like a if you played Smash, there was the Subspace Emissary from Brawl. I was like, what if I just made something like that? That sounds like fun. But like make it a Metroidvania as well. And let me tell you, hitbox stuff, that's tough. That's tough. Especially if you're going for like 2D sprites, not like 3D. 3D models, it's actually a bit easier in my opinion to do hitboxing. It's mobile, yeah. If you're doing mobile, then I think you do need to, yeah, that makes sense, that you would be worried more about performance. I don't do any mobile development, so doesn't matter to me. Okay, so interpolation data. Where do I store interpolation data for this? So we'll get rid of this. Right, and then we'll move this logic over to model display screen. The thing about if I get to learn C++ I could try to customize Godot. I don't think it'd be possible for a bit. I think you are a little too early to be worrying about C++, right? I think it's better just to focus on one language at a time. Right. Otherwise, it's just too hard to keep everything straight. Like even, you know, seasoned programmer here works in pretty much every big language out there since I am holding down technically 3 jobs. Generally get things mixed up a lot, which is tough because I work in Python, Java, Go, and Rust. So, not to flex or anything, but I am flexing it. In C++, you'll need like 2 user experience to even touch Godot source. Yeah, Godot's source is tough as well because it doesn't even use like a standard build system. It uses scons, which is strange. At least it doesn't use Bazel. Bazel sucks. I mean, Bazel, if you get it set up, is really cool, but I don't really understand how it works. Scons is a bit easier since scons is just Python as your configuration thingy. Interpolation data, update values. Okay, let's think. Yeah, I think for some of the Godot source stuff, if you're just adding like additional like modules, it's okay. But I think at that point, like if you're just adding a module, why wouldn't you just do like GD native instead, right? Like if you're actually touching the source, that's tough, right? Because you need to make sure it plays nice with everything else. Whereas GD native, it should still be sandbox. It's not as fast, but for whatever you're doing, it's usually fast enough. Where is it? Update values. Okay, so I need some way to update a specific value. How did I do this? So update values. Target mouth movement. Okay, so this is what I can do, right? So target mouth movement. It's just based off of whatever this data thing is. So, wait a minute. Actually, yeah, so if I get any data whatsoever, like we don't need to use this, right? Like I don't care what the data is. All I know is that I received lip sync data back. Ooh, hold on. If I receive, maybe? Interpolation data, target mouth movements equals 1. Right? Is that correct? That doesn't seem correct. So I have an issue with Godot. I mentioned this before. Is it that no one says Godot the same way? I say the literarily correct way, not literally, literarily correct way. And that it's I think it's French, so you don't pronounce a T. It's not Godot. I feel like you say Godot, that's like it's like you're immediately outing yourself as like a ignorant American. I'm cultured. You don't understand. I think these are values from 1 to 1, by the way. Imagine a 5 objects Z index from 0 to 5. All right. You can't. I mean, this is pretty easy. It's just Z ordering. I want to screen texture in shader to just be Z index 3, so I can't do that. So once I use screen texture, it grabs everything drawn before. Yes, that makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense. Godot fixes it though? Oh yeah, because Godot 4 shaders have a depth pass, right? I feel like I've read something about that. So you can choose, you can choose which depth pass your shader runs on. I still think that since you said that you're developing from mobile, it might be hard. In 3D you can do this, in 2D you can't. Yeah, well, I still think you should be able to, you can render onto a different viewports. So you're basically using like a manual back buffer for your third layer, right? But of course, adding another viewport is pretty expensive as well. So, and didn't even work. I still think it'll work, right? Because that's how this works. Oh, I guess I'm not. Let's turn on mass ripple. Yeah, that's how this works. Is that this renders onto a different viewport. Ugh. Oh man, yeah. The more time goes on, the more I'm kind of like thinking maybe I did actually contract COVID over New Year's. Not over New Year's, it was like during Christmas, after Christmas. It makes sense since COVID is currently sweeping all throughout my city. And so like during the incubation period where it would have been sweeping through the entire population, I went outside 4 times. 3 times to go for a run, 1 time to buy groceries. So I don't know. Now I just have like a persistent cough. Need all the physics server to duplicate everything, which is a bad problem. Can't you So can't you just have like a visual thing? So you can have, what it would look like is, let me see if I can, I don't think that's really, okay, hold on. We'll do this first and then I'll explain what I'm talking about. Oh, actually that's okay. I think I need the interpolation thing to, I think I need it to interpolate instead of just kind of jumping out to the full mouth thingy. But this is, I think this will work. Because no, that's not horrible. Yeah, that's actually almost convincing, right? So from a distance, that's almost like, yo, I think from a distance, that's almost convincing. It's only when you get really close to the camera that it starts getting kind of weird, right? And then I can just open my mouth like this. I have no way, by the way, I have no way of knowing what your mouth will look like. So I don't know if I should just default back to like the mouth. It's a bad problem, yeah. I didn't get COVID, a vaccine helped me because after 2 days getting COVID, I tested negative or had a short fever. Yeah, I don't know. Isn't like, I was talking to my brother about it. Like the symptoms for Omicron are high fever, cough, and that's pretty much it. So like it's not like, the high fever is pretty dangerous. The coughing, yeah, and then like super runny nose, which I also had. I was like, maybe I had that, or maybe I just had a fever. I don't know. It's drawn, it can't be undrawn. It's close if you interpolate. Yeah, I think I just need to add more interpolation. But this isn't bad. It's actually really close. We're getting excited. I might be able to finish it today, and then I can just cancel tomorrow's stream and work. Yeah, but what I was thinking, right, is for your thing. So you said you have 5 Z layers. What you could do, I think it would require some restructuring on your parts, for sure. But you could just have like a separate draw layer. So you need to structure all of your nodes. Like this will be like almost a complete rewrite though. So that might be untenable. But so you'll have your node object, or we'll just call it your object, right? And then inside of your object, you'll have your basically 2 layers. So you'll have your physics layer and then your draw layer. And then your physics layer has everything related to physics stuff. So you'll have a lot of code duplication. Pretty much everything goes here. Is on the physics layer, but then in the draw layer, then you would only ever have, you know, your sprites, maybe some particles, sprite, particles, right? Something like that. And so you would draw the draw layer on your 3rd layer, and then physics layer, or your physics stuff will just be drawn on the everything else, right? There's another COVID variant in France. It's not very dangerous though. Yeah, there's a lot of variants. The problem with like the super infectious variants, right, is the more people it infects, the higher chance it has of mutating, which is bad. So you don't want to keep rolling the dice, you know. Otherwise, it might mutate into something that's super infectious and also super deadly. Yeah, you got something you need for that. Yeah, well, it would solve your problem, Bumty. So the math minute to me looks cute. Thanks, you too. Ooh woo. Let me see. How should I do this though? I think I'll need to. I feel like I need to interpolate. Oh, you know what? That might be what I need to do. Okay, hold on. So we'll interpolation data, interpolation data, I don't know. interpolation data type, mouth movement. See, this is where rewriting in C# would come in handy. Let's see, what's the interpolation rate? I feel like this should interpolate pretty fast. So 0.8. Let's give this another try. Turn off the tracker here because the model won't move. We'll still be able to get like tracking data or lip sync data for free, but let's see. So load this in. We're talking. We're not talking. I like how I implemented toasts, by the way. So let's see. How does this look? I feel like I also have the mouth shapes mapped to the wrong pieces of data, but that shouldn't be too hard. As long as I don't use the dupe, like I should have a setting to be like, you know, bake your own lip sync, and then we'll, you know, you'll do all that fun stuff. So be like, make the ah sound, ah, pa, yeah, there we go. So I think it makes. Oh, that's tough actually, because you can't just do like an ah and eh. You need to actually do like a make a pa 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 sound. Make a po 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 po. Oh, that's not, none of these are O. I think this is the E. E, re, E, D. Yeah, that's the E shape. That's tough. I don't know how you would do. How would you bake this? That's hard. How would you bake this? That is so tough. Like this one's the oo sound, and of course it goes away once I start talking. Lipstick isn't working well enough. Yeah, I think it must be like the shapes that are wrong. I must be interpreting them wrong. But I mean, my algorithm is perfect. It's pretty much a perfect port, I think. I don't know. I think it's probably just like the reference data that it's using is a bit skewed, right? Like I got nothing, you know? It's like this is my only estimation, but it must be like these data points are skewed. I don't know. I mean, maybe background noise, looking wave, or music input messes up. So I don't think it's taking the music input anymore. Oh, hello, Milk and Banana. Milk and Banana. Is that supposed to be like a lewd kind of thing, like aubergine emoji, sweat emoji? Oh, so this looks cool so far. Oh, thank you. If you're interested in the project, you can think like that. Okay. You keep your milky bananas to yourself. You hear me? But also, nice. Yeah, so this is the project I'm working on. You can see you win. Get it? It's Team You Win. Free and open source, made in Godot. What I'm working on is the 7.4 release. The latest one is 7.3. So 7.3 is this one right here. Tracking is currently turned off because you can't run the face tracker twice. Or you can't have two instances using the same tracking data. Otherwise, it just kind of breaks. I think it does, at least. I've never tried it. Is this compatible with Linux? Yeah, it seems like, yeah. There are native Linux builds as well. That seems to be the main selling point for a bunch of people, is that this is just Linux native. Mostly because of how just Godot works. So Godot has native Linux export. I also, yeah, so here's the Linux one, OpenCPHGD Linux. Spends a ton of time just creating these bash scripts to be run from Godot. They do take a little while to run, so because what it does is it creates a VNV. So the face tracking program, I didn't write the face tracker, I just wrote the renderer that maps all the stuff onto a model. I suppose this would be a lot more impressive if you could actually see this talking, but we'll stop the tracker for now. Actually, this is a good chance to see. Maybe if I can do this. Anyways. Yeah. So the Windows version just comes with a bundled Python executable with everything pre-installed. But when you first start this on Linux, it will take about 10 to 30 seconds to create the VNV, install all the necessary dependencies. So OpenCV Python and NumPy and Onyx Runtime, those are all pretty big packages. And then after that, it shouldn't take any time at all, I think. I don't think Pillow is a very big package. I thought Pillow was pretty small. I thought it was Onyx Runtime and then all the NumPy, OpenCV Python. Like, these are all like C libraries. I thought Pillow was just like Python. Anyways, it worked for me on my Fedora laptop, so please file a bug report and I can try to follow up. You know, if you're using like an alternative distribution, like I use Arch, by the way. Yeah, well, every time are you creating it in a VNV? VNV should just take away most of the pain, especially if you're using a modern version of Python. So. And check this out. I actually check to see if you're using like a weird VNV already. And so we'll create a VNV inside of your VNV. Because sometimes, I have seen on some distributions, when you use the built-in Python to create a VNV, it just creates Python. There's no Python 3, which is very strange. I didn't think that happens sometimes, but sometimes it do be like that. Some OS libraries independent from Python or other errors. I don't know. As long as you're using something that's derived from RHEL or Debian, you should be fine. Even Arch. I think some people have used this on Arch. So, you know, if you're using Arch, Manjaro, what are the other Arch-derived ones? There's Arch and Manjaro. You know, if you're using, so Debian derived, so there's Debian, Ubuntu, Mint, Elementary. Pretty much everything is Debian derived. And then if you're using RHEL derived, it would be CentOS. Technically, CentOS is later on, but it's still derived from RHEL, just like a 6 months old version of RHEL. But they're turning it into CentOS Stream anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So whether there's RHEL and Fedora. So I run Fedora on my laptop. Oh, Pop! OS is Debian derived. Yeah, I remember that. I know things. Even though I use Windows, I use Windows mostly for compatibility. All right. So also, you're not able to run 2 instances of the tracker at once. Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay. Anyways, let's get back to testing this. We need to kill the tracker. Have this one launch the tracker. We can't listen on the same port all at the same time, but now this works. Look at that. Use lip sync. For a Vtuber project, I'm planning to switch to Linux. I forget if I read that out already. But nice. Linux is alright. Linux is alright. There are some people, it seems, that use Linux as their daily driver for VTubing and all that. How about us running desktop shell with Rust, by the way, from zero? Yeah, I think I saw something about that. There was like, wasn't it, there's some controversy that they were just doing their own thing instead of trying to contribute back to GNOME shell. Like I like GNOME shell. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Like even if, I usually use XFCE on all my Linux installs. But I'll still install the GNOME shell. Even though it does bloat my package dependencies. Like GNOME shell is probably the best one in my opinion. XFCE 4 shell is okay. Or not the shell, whatever the terminal, not, yeah. GNOME terminal, XFCE 4 terminal, etc. Yeah, I actually really dislike GNOME, even though it is the one I should be using. Like GNOME just feels weird. I like the, you know, it's because I grew up in the Windows XP era, so I like the Windows XP feel of XFCE. It's hard to get, it's hard to break the habit. It's hard to break the habit. Like GNOME just feels like it's like, oh, we're being different just because. Desktop icons, who needs them? Even though I don't really have that many desktop icons anyways, but I guess I don't have a way to show it. Playing the jump into Linux from my laptop and try to jump into it. Apparently it's way faster than Windows from what people are telling me. I'm just intimidated with potential issues I might encounter with everyday things. So it depends on what laptop you're running, right? So if you are running a ThinkPad, which you probably aren't, ThinkPads usually have the best compatibility because for some reason Linux developers tend to be running ThinkPads. I don't know why. It's not way faster than Windows either, depending on what you're doing. So if you're trying to do gaming, it might be faster, it might be slower. If it's depends on what the, you know, the supported Proton stuff is. I think for standard, like if you're trying to edit like a document or something, then you're probably using like LibreOffice and whatever. So those are generally tend to be more lightweight. It's safer than Windows, yeah. Yeah, generally, yeah. Generally, yes. It's not. It's safer than Windows in that you can choose when to install updates. That's pretty much it. Right? Linux, like, there are a lot of consumer viruses for Windows, but there are just more corporate viruses for Linux, right? Because if you're trying to infect a server, if you're trying to infect like a website, you would want to go through Linux instead, right? But if you're trying to hack, like, you know, I want to grab everyone's personal information, then you would write a virus for Windows instead. But if you're trying to bring down someone's website or try to steal corporate information, going through servers is not a bad idea. But when you develop something serious and sending all the data, I guess on a backdoor, I don't really care. Was Microsoft going to be like, oh no, this person is a degenerate. Look at what they're running. What is this? Horrible. Burn it with fire. You know, not too worried about that. You know, I unfortunately fall on the side that, like, I'm not important enough for for like a company, for a corporate company to worry about. I'm not important enough for them. I still take care to secure my own personal data because I am, I suppose, in a well enough position for people to want to, like, steal my identity. But it's like, I don't know, like if Google wants to, like, know what I browse in the dead of the night, oh, it's like, whatever. Just don't serve me ads about it. You know, this one doesn't look too bad, actually. This actually looks a bit more. This actually looks more accurate on this model. Yeah, that's sick. And then we can also, yeah, also, I don't think XFCE is heavier than GNOME, but I actually don't really check. Does model have shake keys for the iStates or that lag? Oh, okay, so it's because of this. The interpolation rate is modified. So let's see, we can interpolate, we turn on interpolation for everything, and then it should Maybe it's not working. Global interpolation. So these should be interpolating on a 1-to-1 base. Oh, actually, no. 1 is the fastest interpolation. Hold on. No, that's blinking. Gaze. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I forgot how interpolation works. So the higher the number is, the faster it tracks directly to the data. Yeah, there we go. So we can turn on interpolation, or we can turn off interpolation for specific parts. That's something that people were requesting, because mouth interpolation is, you generally want your mouth to interpolate at a faster rate, just so it tracks faster. Because you can have flip tune style. It's not really flip tune. It's just that if we turn on and turn off interpolation for everything, like this is what the data looks like directly, right? So this looks really bad, but that's because I'm mapping the data to the model at 60 frames per second. So this is just what it looks like. Actually, for the mouth movement, this doesn't look too bad. I think you would definitely want to interpolate the model like that. And then I think you would want your. I feel like this doesn't really make a lot of sense, actually. Now that I'm looking at it, it looks kind of weird. So you can turn off the interpolation entirely. So this is the direct data. Or you can turn on interpolation, and then it'll just kind of smoothly wiggle over. Interpolation or delay should be in the rust. Yeah, well, I mean, this is what the interpolation is, right? It's just pieces of data, like numbers that are slowly lerped over from one value to another. So I think it's fast enough, right? But yeah, like it looks janky because it is janky, but you know, so it goes. We can do this. So the mouth uses almost no interpolation like that. Only flicking is bad. Well, the flicking, it's because you can toggle on and off the interpolation if you want. So I feel like for mouth, it might make more sense to not have like any interpolation at all, right? Something like that. So it's, yeah, so we're actually only having like super minimal interpolation, so it tracks faster. And then everything else you would just want to like have slowly slide over. Yeah, that's not bad. It's not bad. I feel like this is actually, this might be good enough. This might be good enough. Now that I'm looking with this model, like this model is a bit more complicated than most other models that you would be using. Like I think for like a Vroid Studio model, they're not nearly this complicated. Because I think this one has different blend shapes for, or this one has different meshes for like the upper eyelid, lower eyelid, and then also just like what's the middle of your eye called? What's this part of your eye called in the middle? I don't really know. Can you make a funny face? I don't know. Maybe. Oh, oh, have I not fixed? Oh, maybe I have. I don't know. Can make it angry. Make it make it fun. I don't know. Sorrow. That's not sorrow. Joy. Is this a funny face? Does this count as funny? Are you amused? Ah, life is suffering. That's not really the. It's not really the vibe I'm getting from this. You know, looking at this up close, this actually looks kind of scary. It's like, what happened to your eyes? There's nothing there. It's angry, I suppose. It's like this face that I'm about to type in the chat. One of these. Oh, actually, like, oh, this one has, oh God, I hate I hate what's happening with the mouth. Look at this. That's horrible, or that's horrifying. I said horrible. What is this? So this has like this is the equals, or the :3 kind of mouth. :3 mouth, not bad, but the fact that you can also talk at the same time, kind of scary. What is this? So maybe I should, I don't know. Maybe I should be able to disable mouth tracking entirely. Like, there's no way for me to disable mouth tracking right now. You can enable lip sync, and I've also, I don't know. I hate this. That's so weird. Turn it off. Oh, and then you can also do like a horrifying thing like this. So this is using I changed it so you can just go straight to like a mouth shape if you want. Yeah. Make the A shape. So you can go to like ultra high A shape. Oh, and then it'll just turn it off for some reason as well. That's kind of cool. Neat. Yeah. You want to see something cool though? Check this out. Weep. Look at that. I don't think VC Face allows you to do this, does it? It's so good. Does this bother you? Does this... Wee. God, this is a little horrifying. Just kind of just spin the neck around, almost completely independently of the body. Hello, how are you? Ooh, we can find you. Oh no. Oh no. Ooh. What was it? It was at 0.2. There we go. That's pretty normal. Even at like 0.1, that's pretty tough. Look at this. Look at this. Does this bother you? Hold on, we can find it. Does this bother you? I'm doing this in real life, 100%. I'm a contortionist. I'm like an owl. Actually, owls can only turn their head like 180, right? I guess I want to start an exorcism. There is no exorcism here, Milk and Banana. Once you start interfacing with the devil's paintings, there's no going back. We do not want to be exorcised. We freely embrace it. I wonder if I just use this. I like the fact that the neck just bends way too much. That's my favorite part of any program, is just breaking it. All right. Anyways, we'll get out of this. Excuse me. All right. Turn this off. I think I need... I don't know. Do you think that's good enough? I think that feels like it's good enough. Oh, and you know what? This is probably not even using the latest code. All right, bring me back. Load me into Alicia. Not good enough. What else would I need then, right? So we talk like this. Oh, pog face. Oh no! What? No! What happened? I hate this. What is this? What happened? What the heck? This is like, have you ever played Amnesia? Have you ever played Amnesia? You know the monster? Let me see, Amnesia monster. Isn't this? Yeah, it kind of looks like the Amnesia monster, right? Like one of these. Can you see it? Like this thing on the right here, doesn't it? It kind of looks like that. Because of how vertical the mouth is. That's pretty good. I like that. I'll just use this as my model from now on. Oh no, you have come at the wrong time. Thank you, Isaiah Daya. Thank you very much for the raid. I am working on real-time lip syncing. I have broken something in the program though. It was working before. I made a change though, and now all the mouth shapes are just the same for some reason. So now it kind of looks like this thing, the Amnesia monster, with how like how sensual the mouth looks now. It was working though. Hold on, let me turn this off. I think I know what I need to do, so just undo these. So for some reason, I need to apply the blend shape twice. Or I need to wiggle the blend shape into position and then also interpolate it at the same time, which is a bit weird. So doing this, okay, now that works. Okay, that's not bad. What an Amnesia monster. Well, you are in luck, right? Because with this program, you don't need to use VRM files. You can just use regular 3D models as long as you rig them appropriately. Although you won't get, you will need to write your own scripts for mouth movements. But yeah, thank you very much for the raid. What were you working on, Isaiah? Presumably some sort of the last time I saw you stream, you were doing like was it Firebase or something like that? Some sort of web service. Don't really work with those anymore. Mostly just work with nano services at work. It's tough. Not even microservices. I call it a nano service because it used to be a microservice, but then they've split it up. And now I'm just losing my mind. So you rebuild more web stuff? Nice. Yeah, what I've been working on is this. So this is lip syncing. So previously, how the program worked is that it would only work on mouth tracking from the face tracker, but now it's doing actual, I guess it's old school style lip syncing. So it does some calculations. I ported a library to Rust, so that's why it's a bit jank, but this is the algorithm. It seems to work all right. Mostly because it's just running on a separate thread, and then on that separate thread it uses the concept of jobs. So we never shut down the thread, but we just send in mini batches of 1024 frames of data, or not 1024 frames of data. It's 1024 individual data points. And actually, no, that's not true either. It's 1024 data points, but 2048 data points in total, because how Godot captures input is in stereo for... Actually, no, it's not in stereo. It might be in stereo. I don't know. Anyways, it seems good enough. So it works off of 2048 data points. So that's roughly a data point every few seconds. I actually don't know how often it runs. But you can see that when I talk, we get data points pretty rapidly. And so it's based off of two factors, whether or not we actually get new lip sync data. So one is just a microphone input. That's a bit more difficult to configure for sure. So if you have like a fancy recording setup, like I used to try to be doing, it won't work because it'll take too much input, right? So if you like mix your mic input with your like music input, then you'll be feeding both inputs into the lip syncer, so it'll just kind of be weird. And then it also appears like if you're working on Windows just has like a background gain for some reason. So if I like completely disconnect my microphone, it'll still be sending in like garbage input. But it'll just be like, it'll be garbage constant input for some reason, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. Could just be a Godot thing as well. But the Godot thing just seems to use like, you know, WAS API, Windows API. So, but yeah. Then based off that, we do some funny stuff. And yeah, I don't really understand the calculation because as I said before, I ported this from something else. But yeah, seems to work. So now what needs to be done at this point is hopefully allowing the user to somehow bake in the tracking points. So these are the tracking points that these are compared against. I don't know what these numbers mean, but I think it should be feasible for me to be like, all right, you know, I want to configure the A sound. So you need to make like, say pa, say da, you know, ta, ma. And then I'll take the average of all of those and then somehow come up with these values. I actually don't know what these mean. But this is just a struct basically, or it's not a struct. Well, it is a struct, but it's a tuple struct of two floats, two F32s. So I'm assuming that like this is probably like waveform size and then waveform weight, something like that. Or this is like frequency and then this is weight, maybe. I'm not sure. That's how I've kind of rationalized it. So I'll need some way to allow you to bake those in and then hopefully, you know, it'll be tracking against your input as opposed to, I think these estimates are based off of Japanese pronunciation, which is very close to American, but you know, wa, ha, ta. What other consonants does Japanese have? I have a chart. Yeah, a, ka, sa, ta, na, ha, ma, ya, ra, wa. Can you do this? You know, yeah, probably. I need to research how to get this doing. Opens. Oh, you're talking about other things. Sound settings, last window. What am I doing, by the way? Sound settings, sound control panel. Probably this one. No. What am I looking for? Sound control panel, this one. Yes, it's this one. Recording. So I am recording out of analog 1+2. But I'm also getting random output from my webcam capture, which is this thing, of course. What's its, what are you, this one? What am I looking for, by the way? I mean, this one looks to be pretty good. Yeah, we're recording on 2 channels, studio quality. Would recording on 1 channel make it better? Gain? Is there, am I able to change gain? I don't think there is. So there's like audio balance, but that's not something I can change. That's the format, but I do want to record on, I actually should be recording on 1 channel, but that's okay. I should be recording on 1 channel, but that's fine. Yeah, but I think at this point, what I need is just, I think just more options. I think I can have audio baking later, if only because that's gonna take some research. That's gonna take some research. Or what I can also try to do is try to reverse engineer what one of these is. Is it estimates or is it normalized? Or no, it's get val. Based off the results of get val, which is based off the estimates of estimate val. And then we run get peaks, which is up here. Get peaks runs off of It's based off of the peaks that are calculated somehow. So I guess I could just try to, like, I don't even need to know how it works. We can just reverse engineer, or not even reverse engineer, just reverse the process, almost. So we get the peaks and then just kind of push those to whatever thing we're testing at the time. That might work. Also, there's a software for those audio driver, forgot the name. Yeah, there's a lot of software for, like, doing audio settings and, like, reverse loopback stuff. So I know Linux is a lot better about that. So if you want to do, like, reverse loopback, or like even just like fancy routing, I think you would use Pipewire. Pipewire I think is pretty good for that. I think Jack can also do that as well. Or you can just do it like command line only. So there's like a V42 something, I don't know, whatever that's called in Linux. Windows, oh, Windows has a driver for that? I don't know. I wouldn't know. I don't do any audio stuff. I just happened to receive a request for it. Doing audio stuff. Thought it would be easy. Turns out this has turned into quite the odyssey, as it were. Anyways, what we're going to do is we're just going to send it. That's my favorite part of any programming thing, is not actually testing everything entirely, but just sending it and hoping it works. So there's only a Windows build for now. Not the related software, but not the related software that comes with the driver. Realtek driver might have mic gain or advanced settings. It's possible. I don't know. I mean, if you like, we can also test it out if I just open up Audacity, right? And I turn off my mic, but then start recording. What I should see is nothing at all come through. So let me try that really quick, just to rule out. I think it's a Godot thing. So Godot is probably has like some sort of internal gain that it's doing, but right, because of the microphone input. So check this out. All right, I'm back. All right, so you can see here that there's nothing coming through. Oh, what is this? Look at that. There might be some internal gain. Look at that. What is this? Actually, no, this isn't anything at all, right? These aren't data points. These are just... Are these data points? Like, there's nothing to... Yeah, these are just the steps. Yeah. There's no noise at all. So I think it's Godot that's adding some internal gain, which makes things tough for me. All right. Let's see. We have toasts. We have pop-ups. Let's see. Utils, lip sync manager, notification manager. All right. Give me 1 sec. There's a graph where data is broken. I don't think it's a... I think it's a Godot thing. I think Godot has some internal gain that it's applying, even though there's no inputs. Because Audacity is usually pretty good for this kind of stuff. You know, even though they've been, you know, they were bought out by a pretty reprehensible company. I mean, they're still not too bad. All right. Anyways, check this out. Stream stuff. This is just a shortcut to, yeah, OpenCFace export. So we're just sending it, dude. Oh, we've sent it. Start the tracker. Oh, yeah, there we go. Presets. We can load in the Senko model. Look at that, and then we can... Oh, you know what? I forgot to do something. Hold on. Stop the tracker. You need to do this. I need to copy over the resource files as well. So give me 1 sec. It's just the GUI that needs to change. Replace files. There we go. Reload. This kind of broke. And okay, there we go. Look at that. Let's see your Godot application do that. Real-time hot reloading of the GUI, because it also loads in new GD script logic as well. Yeah, see, that doesn't look too bad. Yeah. I think for most circumstances, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good, I think. Yeah, and then especially if it's really small in the corner, you can barely even tell like that the mouth isn't really following what you're saying. It's close enough, I suppose. Also, game doesn't give that kind of f-graph. Is that what it's called, an f-graph? Lip sync is already a hard topic, so it's okay. Yeah, I need to find a way to do like actual like AI-driven lip sync, right? Because since I'm like, this is AI-driven like face tracking, right? So like there must be a way to do AI-driven lip syncing as well. I just don't know how to. I don't know what search terms to use, because if you type in like AI lip sync real time. Oh well, maybe I haven't. I'm not gonna use any Adobe stuff. But AI lip sync. And I need something that's open source. I've also forgot I don't have the double screen layouts open. Yeah. So there's like, this is talking about Adobe stuff. I saw this. Yeah, and then everything else is just yeah, everything else is like, you run this thing. Like I'm not using. I can't use the. It must be a C++ library, which this one is, right? But this one doesn't run in real time either, so that's tough. I don't know how you would make it run in real time. I suppose I could try to look at this, but I don't know. From voice recordings. Anyways, I looked at this once. I came up with a bunch of reasons why I wouldn't want to do this. Now we're not going to think about it anymore. Alright, but what we need here is probably to mess with the UI bits, right? So we'll need a few things. One is to do like mouth tracking, I suppose. Oh, record the data points. What am I recording the data points for? Oh, yeah. I see. I can record the data points, of course, yeah. So I can just log out the raw data points that I receive. So give me 1 sec. Or are you saying to see like if I can find where the gain is coming from? Is that what you're saying? So like I can always just do this. So we can get the buffer and then just print it out. Right? So we would always just do this before we do the volume check. So let me turn, actually I don't need to turn this off, I can just run this. And then we'll just have multiple threads running lip syncing all at the same time. We talk, right? You can see that we get some data points. But then if I turn off my mic, yeah. So there is some garbage data that's coming in, and you can see it's also pretty consistent garbage data, because it's either 0 0, it's 4 zeros 6 1, 4 zeros 3 1, and then sometimes it's just like 1 5 3. Like I don't know what that means, right? Don't really know what that means. but it is garbage that it's like the mic was off. And it's also not following the music either. So the only thing I can think of is like there's just like some passive background gain from Godot that's coming in from somewhere, right? Because of how this is set up, right? So you have an audio stream player. We start the audio stream player, and then it starts listening on this audio stream microphone, which is an internal Godot representation of like some sort of like recording API. And so like there must be like, because it like technically this is a game engine, right? So there must be, it must be doing some sort of like audio thingy in 3D space, because it's meant to be used for games. So it must be listening for audio here, maybe? That's what I don't know. Like, I'm trying to come up with the answers. Like why should I be getting garbage even though my mic is off? How would you explain that? And look, the garbage is also very consistent as well, right? It's negative 4 zeros 3 1, then 6 1, 1 2 2, 3 1. There's the 1 5 3, then 6 1, 6 1, 3 1, 1 2 2, 3 1. A few 9 2s, lots of 3 1s. I guess background noise. Well, see, that's the thing is, right? Like I went really quiet for like a few seconds there. That's because I turned off my mic and started the lip sync stuff. And I know for sure that it's also not capturing my music, because we can check. So this is what I ported the lip sync stuff from, right? And so then I've also tweaked this so that it's also works using the same audio effect thingy as me. So if we do like record, hello, hello, you can see that this is the actual waveform that's being caught by Godot. Like that looks pretty good. And then I'm gonna turn off my mic. Yeah, I think, oh, you know what? You know what? That could be it. That could be it. It is like an analog, it is an analog audio device. And you know what? When I put on headphones and really turn up the volume, there is like a slight buzz coming from the instruments in port. Sometimes. I'm not sure when there's the buzz. It must be because of like where I store my guitar, but I don't know. Like it shouldn't be. Oh my god, is it that? Is it because I have just a guitar plugged in? Is it because of this? Like is this being picked up, by the way? Oh my god, it's the guitar. That's also very out of tune. I think it must be like it must be getting some slight audio okay, hold on. So if I just unplug this, do you think that'll work? It's out of tune because one of the strings broke and I replaced it. Then I just never retuned it after about like 2 hours, which is what you're supposed to do, right? When you retune or when you restring a guitar, any string on the guitar, you need to let it sit and then let the what's it called, the twisty bits get set, let the strings get set. It was all device by audio sound input just shows it is there static. Yeah, I don't know. It might be because of the guitar though. Give it one more chance. I'm gonna I didn't realize that I had my guitar plugged in. Shalishi. I'm gonna turn off my mic and also unplug my guitar. Alright, so it wasn't that. That's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it must just be like the passive static thingy. So like the analog to digital, there's some sort of like interference somewhere. Anyways, that's not my problem. It's good enough. It works. Now what I need to do is... Well, what things would I need here? So there's... Still need some way to do like lip sync audio baking, that's for sure. I don't know. Maybe like should track mouth? That's, I don't know, that's tough. Do you think this is good enough for like at least like another release? It feels okay for another release. Like, cause it, then there's other stuff like there's stuff like there's like notifications as well, so like you can't use transparent background with FXAA. Yeah, I can test driver for today's stream. Oh baby. Like there's certain things that are just different, right? So there's like a actually view licenses. This hasn't changed, but it's always nice to have. The biggest thing are just like the toast notifications. But what else is there? Can you blind recorded O sound to shape key or something like that? So that's tough. That's really tough. I don't like. I have an idea of how to do that, but I need to work on the Rust stuff then. Like I need to have like an actual API to pull that stuff out. And I'm not even sure if that's like the correct way to go about it, right? Because I don't think it like works off of just the O sound. I think it works off of the like the po sound. Po do to to. Right? Where if you want to get like the A sound, like because what it looks like it's doing, at least in the algorithm, it looks like what it's doing is it's comparing the start of the sound to the, I guess the end of the sound. So if we look at model, I guess that's what the waveform would look like. But if you just do like an O sound, that's basically just like a standard wave, you know? Whereas if you're looking for a phoneme, I think that would have like a specified start and end to each phoneme. That makes it easier to figure out what things are what. So, oh no, I feel like I need to do some research into how would you, or how do you even generate phonemes? Like what are phonemes? Actually, we can just Google that right now, right? Phoneme lip sync. Oh, hello, Ren. Hello, thank you very much for the raid. I've installed raid. Do you think that would work? There must be like a Ubuntu package called raid. But anyway, check this out. I made this for you. Mostly because you, actually because you did like request it. But check that out. Lip syncing works, kind of. It's a little jank right now, but if you're not staring straight at the model, it's not super noticeable. So like from like just this stuff, it's all right. I'm pretty sure like the defaults that I am using right now are based off of Japanese pronunciation. So it's, I guess if you're trying to lip sync to like, you know, Ohayo minasan, What? Boku no namae wa Tim desu. Yoroshiku. Something like that. It would probably bind a lot better. Kawaii. Kawaii. Actually, no, isn't like kawaii scary is K-O... Yeah, kawaii. Yeah, scary. It's not kawaii. Anyways. Kawaii, kawaii, I don't know what that means. Kawaii is scary. Although generally it's pretty close. It sounds pretty much the same to Americans, but like I had this pointed out to me as well. It was like, how do you know when you're saying like thanks man? How do you differentiate between like thanks ma'am and thanks man? It's like, oh yeah, I guess you do have a point. It's M as in Mancy. Ugh. The M and N sound are very, very similar. Oh yeah, you know what? I never really thought about it like that. That's true. But yeah, I think this is probably gonna be good enough. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna send it, dude. I mean, what else would you need? I think I need to have a pop, like I have a pop-up. Well, no, I added controls for A posing and T posing. So you can just go back to those. There are just, there's toast notifications for starting the tracking and all that, which is okay. I'm pretty sure the toast notifications just go away once you press tab anyways. Do they go away once you press tab? I actually don't know. Oh, they don't. Maybe I should make those go away as well. Oh, it's kawaii. Yeah. So that's somewhere that Japanese is a bit different from English. Is that the Japanese has long vowels as opposed to, I guess English just has different stresses, which is weird. Which is why Chinese, at least Mandarin Chinese, is an easy language. Besides the fact that it's tonal, but Japanese is also tonal, which is tough. Chinese, you just pronounce everything in the word. Easy. Now you just need to learn, I guess, the 4+1 tones. And it could be worse, right? You could be trying to speak Cantonese, which is very tough. Which has, I think it's 6+1 tones, where the +1 is just like some words don't have a tone attached. It's just up to you. Like the circumstance tone. It's like the question tone in English. Like if I end all my sentences like this, it makes it sound like I'm ending all my questions or all my sentences as a question. Kind of like that. You speak Chinese? I can read Chinese a lot better than I can speak it. My Chinese is pretty bad. I think if someone were to like, if you're talking to me like I was like a first grader, I could probably figure out what you're talking about. Like I definitely know when people are like talking smack. I can just feel the intent. Like I remember when I went to, what's it called? I went to PAX, one of the PAXs. A Chinese lady came up to me and was like, tried to say something to me. I was just like, just don't talk to me. And then she's like, walked away. I was like, oh no. I've heard that before. She's talking mixed. She's saying something in Cantonese, but she's not from Hong Kong. But then she's also talking smack about me to her friend. I'm very familiar with this. Yeah, like the one I always go back to, the one that I'm most familiar with, that I can actually like identify by name is at least in Cantonese, it's lang zai. No, one of those. I'm pretty sure the ending tone is wrong, but it's like how you would say like handsome guy or handsome kid, right? And then handsome, you'd use roughly the same thing for both guys and girls. But if you lang zai means piece of lead. So it's the same thing, but you change the tone. That's how you would like graciously insult somebody. Is like, oh, you are a handsome lad. And then if you want to insult them, you say that they're a piece of lead, which means that they're just useless. So that's one thing I've really picked up is like people call you like, hey, 靓仔, and then you just walk away and they'll be like, oh, yeah, like 多謝靓仔. And I was, oh, okay, I get it. I've been here before. Yeah, F you too, whatever, you know. Let's see. So let's modify the toasts really quick. So I think I'm just going to. I do want to push out a new version because I do want to start working on other stuff, and I don't want to block myself trying to implement, you know. How did I get off on that tangent? Anyways, anyway, I don't want to block myself trying to implement lip sync baking. Maybe I'll just do the baking at the same time as I do blend shape baking as well. So the idea for blend shape baking is that based off of your expression, you know, it would do, you know, I would do like make an angry face, and then the program would know like past a certain threshold to switch the expression to angry face, or like make a, I don't know, make a happy face. I was like, this is my happy face. Oh no. I forgot that this model doesn't have a good happy face, but or you can have like a, I don't know, make a, actually fun face. I don't know what fun is. What's the difference between fun and joy? I guess like make a laughing face, and then make a haha face, I guess. What else are you planning to rework besides this? Yeah, I don't know. I have a list. Let me see. Where's my list? So in progress. So there's the lip sync stuff. Let's move the lip sync stuff over here. So there's, I wanted to get PNG stuff in with this release, but that can probably wait. I don't know what fun is. Feels bad, man. 14, this is deep. Is it bad that like I find, well, I suppose that's the point of it, like, is that you find like the really like, oh, like the pseudo intellectual statements to be funny. If only because I'm like super jaded and all that from work. I don't know. Or at least at the very least, I'm kind of, you know, kind of a whore for money. That's pretty much the same thing as a whore. I don't really sell my body, I just more sell my mind. I'll do anything for money, as long as I don't have to physically do it. You know, you need me to, you know, use my mind, program some stuff, come up with something easy. Write some flowery words in an email, no problem. Put together a slide deck, ooh, everyone loves a good PowerPoint. You know, I think like one of the first times where I realized like, oh, maybe I am that kind of person, it was when I was working on like I work in financial services, right? Like as a software consultant, and like the big service that I was in charge of was like, you know, if you're late on a credit card payments, the service I was working on would calculate the fees that the bank would be charging you. So like, you know, I do know that like the metric that we got at the end of the project was like, yeah, you like increased their revenues by like a few million. I was like, oh, that's pretty sick. But also, you know, I guess I didn't realize like how many people are just bad at using credit cards. Like I don't carry a balance over on any of my credit cards. Like, but I was talking to like a bunch of people that, yeah, like I just roll over like a few $1,000s like every month. I was like, what are you doing? You're paying like 20% interest. I'll give you a loan for 10%. And at least you'd be helping a friend out. Like, what are you doing? Don't carry a balance over. Are you stupid? It's impulse buying most of it. Yeah, well, even then when I impulse buy, it's like, oh, I suppose I am better off than most. I shouldn't talk. Working as a programmer, do tend to make a lot of well, working as a programmer and also being a shut-in normally means I don't really spend all that much money. So let's see. Press tab to hide the UI. I wonder if this will work. Press space to recenter. Well, I think this should be good, right? And then I need to do notification manager. We need to, oh, I shouldn't be doing this in this one, but we're gonna add it all to the same pull request anyways. And I think in terms of impulse buying, that's something that, to be honest, I got this strategy from like a Reddit thing. But it's like, if you are going to make a purchase, more than like $100, just wait on it. Wait 2 days on it. If you still want to buy it after 2 days, then buy it. Clearly you want it, but that's like a good way of preventing impulse buys. It's just to wait. Now, if you need to, you're hungry, probably should not wait 2 days to buy it. Let's see. How am I hiding the rest of the GUI? That's the control people often struggle with. Yeah, I mean, there is like the minimum amount of self-control that you need to have, right? And that's something that if you don't actively keep it in mind, it's gonna be tough. I don't really have a good answer for that, I suppose. It's just something that you need to work on, or not you in specific, not you in particular, of course, but like it's hard, right? If you're not used to having self-control, and I know there's certain, it's not just like, oh, just get more self-control, forehead. I understand the idea that like if you are someone who doesn't usually have a lot of money, right? Like, and then you come into possession of a lot of money, then you're gonna be like, oh, your first thought is not that like, oh, I should save this. It's more like, oh, this money could go away at any time, right? Because, you don't, for a lot of people, it's not like, oh, I don't have a lot of money because I was never able to make any money. It's more like, I don't have a lot of money because I constantly have to keep spending money to survive. So if you ever come into a lot of money, you're like, oh, you're in the mindset that you will have to spend this money eventually. So you, on something that, doesn't make you happy, but does keep you alive. So it's a kind of a toxic mindset, but it's understandable. This is an intervention manga. Yeah, it's just more me rambling to myself while I kind of try to figure out what I'm doing. Let's see. Visible is equal to not visible. Something like that. Is this not something I can do? Oh, I need to do it on the control. Okay, so toast. It's probably the toast. Okay. And that's just the panel container. Okay, so toast visible is equal to not toast visible. As I ramble about nonsense, I forgot that program as well when someone complains in chat that Hot Pocket is a sandwich. I mean, technically, a Hot Pocket is a sandwich. All right. Cube rule. Where is it? Have you seen this one? The cube rule. Look at that. Hot dogs are like, hot dog sandwiches. Yes. Big fan of this. Big fan of this one. Yeah, I'm for it, you know. Is a taco a sandwich? No. But I think it does need to be bread. That's kind of where I draw the line. As long as it's like some sort of bread substance, sure. Like I don't think a quesadilla is a sandwich. All right, let's be real. That's where I draw the line. But you know, otherwise anything can be a sandwich. Although you know, then you also have the people that's like, oh, you became like a, you know, you were sandwiched between two cars as the life was crushed out of you. Now, is that actually a sandwich? Well, you know, then we're getting into pedantics. You know, are we talking about an edible sandwich or like a, you know, like a theoretical sandwich? But what's the word I'm looking for? The idea of a sandwich, or what, like a sandwich you could actually eat? So the idea of a sandwich is kind of universal. Anything can be sandwiched, right? I'm sandwiching air between my two hands, right? Is a sandwich real? What constitutes a sandwich? Like, is the ability to sandwich anything what makes something a sandwich? So if I sandwich, you know, my drink between my hands, is that a sandwich? Technically, because it's being sandwiched. Like, if you sandwich something, does that make it a sandwich? I think that's the first question that we need to have answered. If you sandwich something, does it make it a sandwich? Riddle me this. And also check this out. He's done it. All right, so the toast will go away as long as you press tab. Okay, and I think we need to get rid of the first toast as well. So we don't need to have a welcome. We just need to have like a press tab to hide the UI. This whole thing is mostly an English thing being confusing in the first place. Yeah. Having, you know, sandwich be an actual food item, as well as being a verb that is not specific to the food item, is a bit weird. Like, you know, you can sandwich something, but have you ever hot dog something? Actually, don't answer that. Have you ever, oh man. Actually, there's a lot of innuendos with food items. Because I was about to say, can you taco something? That's also a bit weird. That could be misconstrued as well. Anyways, what we're gonna do, I think we're just gonna send it. This is really the only other thing I can think of. There were like, oh, you know what? No, people, I did ask this question a little while ago on my Discord I have a Discord, by the way, so if you want to join the Discord, give the channel a follow, etc., etc. Work on these kind of things Sundays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern time, and from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesdays. Today is a Wednesday, so I actually overtime, but there's like the Discord. I also wrote the bot that's in chat, by the way. Check that out. How cool. Let's see. Yeah, I think some things should probably be turned to toasts. Like model display screen here. Let me see. Do I ever log anything here? So there's like logger error, and then I can also log this as like a toast notification, I guess. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Like this one would probably be found, or probably be good, not probably be found. What am I talking about? Notify. Let's see. And then I guess this one would also be pretty good. So this one should also be notify. What other stuff? Oh, you know what? Now that I am on the latest stable version of Godot, I can also add in physical bones, or I can add physical bones back. So how this used to work is that kind of abused how the skeleton system works in Godot. So most programs, they only use the built-in bone stuff for the hair. So VRM as a specification defines like certain bones to be like bouncy. But Godot, as a game engine, also allows you to just assign certain bones as being physics driven. So I was like, what if I did that? How cool would that be? So that was working for a little bit. I could add that back in. That would be fun. That would be fun. Let's see, what other logging stuff do I have? That's pretty much it for this one. Maybe in main screen. There's logger notify. I think that's pretty good. Let's merge this. So let's go to Where is my Git terminal? Do I only have one terminal open? Okay, no. Okay, so git restore assets. I don't know why whenever it accesses the Alicia solid VRM model, it actually like writes to that file as well, which is pretty bizarre. Let's see. Git, what's the log? Switch to using audio effect capture. Git commit add all. So we have changed add interpolation to lip syncing, and then add or I guess modify toast visibility behavior. Yeah, so we'll push that. All right, go to OpenCFace GD, which is what this program is, by the way. Check that out. We'll just drop another link in the chat for everyone who's new. Compare and pull request. We're just gonna send it, I guess. I wonder if so someone did contribute some Godot unit tests as well. So there is like just a CI thing that just runs in the background, which is really cool. CI stuff is really cool. I currently work in CI as well as one of my jobs, but oh, I see. I see. So the CI stuff is going to be broken up until I get a Linux build out. So I shouldn't. I know I shouldn't. I know I really should not merge this to master while like the CI build is broken. But I think we're just gonna send it. Because this isn't too bad, right? So we look at the audios that are, or the files that have been changed. So I add, oh, okay, hold on, I messed up. Let's take this out. I need to remove this folder from the stuff. This is Godot VRM. Get out of here. So Godot VRM is the library that I'm using to actually load in these files. So where VRM is the most popular 3D file format for these anime style avatars. So I didn't write it because it's a very complex system. So I left it to people who are more into that kind of stuff than me. I was gonna try to do it myself, but oh man, there's a lot that goes into it. All right, get status. So I should really like hit this with like a nuke. And by a nuke, I mean like there's like a way to clean it up from the entire Git history, so like it doesn't exist. I don't know. Maybe I can do that. Maybe I can just rebase, like. All right. Prepare to get rebased. So fix up. You're gonna do it anyways? Well, of course we're gonna do it anyways. I have a very laissez-faire view on programming. You know, if I was being paid for this, I think I would be a lot more careful. But I'm not. Because guess what? I don't accept donations. Well, I don't accept donations for a specific project. Mostly like explicitly for that part. So like I don't not liable for a specific project. Liabilities make me nervous. So git rebase, head. How far back was that? I forget. It's like 5 commits. Yeah, okay, yeah. So fix up. Fix up. Oh. That's not how you do it. Oh, jeez. I feel like when I use Vim, I actually usually use a regular keyboard. Ah. What happened? Alright, you know what? Maybe we'll just abort. Maybe we'll just abort. Maybe we won't do that. Aw, no. Try again, try again, try again, try again. Right, so I've just completely broken this. Abort. Unlink. Ah, jeez. So a Glass's website is convinced is being viewed in France is only loading in French. My VPN is set to Atlanta, Georgia. So it depends on where you're being forwarded from there. So your VPN provider might be being forwarded or being sent over like a French connection for whatever reason. That happens to me sometimes. Like sometimes I'll get like, even though I'm not using a VPN or like Tor or whatever, I'll still be like, hey, like check it out. Welcome. Welcome person from Belgium. I'm not from Belgium. I'm also like really sure I'm not using a VPN. So this is pretty weird. Also, I've just completely broken this. So guess what we're going to do? So we're going to git rebase edit to do. I guess we can just pick, right? Good. This is bad. Oh no, I have broken something that I shouldn't have. All right, because I can't get out of this either. That's tough. Because if I just check out master, it's going to, yeah. I don't want to stash him either. Well, we could just stash it and then just abort. Ah, the DLL. All right, hold on. I know how to fix this. Close the editor. Hold on. Git rebase edit to do. All right, so we can still fix this up, I guess. It'll still probably work. And then we'll git rebase abort. All right, okay. That was very scary. I forgot that I'm not able to do it like that. All right, so fix up. Oh, these are just absolutely the wrong commands. I'm not used to using a ortholinear to do them. Git log. All right, so git rebase. I had to. I think that's okay. Yeah. Look at that. So now there's only one commit, and then we aren't using any of the other stuff. All right, so we have just completely invalidated the use of Git as a version management system, but that's okay. Let's send it. Merge pull request. So easy to destroy a project with the wrong Git command. It's scary. Yeah, that's all right. I gotta be honest. Got a little nervous there, but that's okay. We're gonna merge it straight into master, and then I think I might cut a new release tonight, at least for the Windows version. I'll need to compile everything on Linux as well. So I still have the same export templates, So it'll be compiled on Fedora 33. So as long as your glibc is, you know, higher than that glibc, I think we should be good. And then now the toolchain is actually a bit more complicated as well, since now for didn't I merge this? Yeah. Wait. What? What? Huh? Oh, I didn't merge it. Okay. Get merged, son. I looked at it, I was like, wait a minute. This doesn't make any sense. I thought I merged it already, but... Alright, here we go. Real-time lip sync GD. So, I'll need to recompile this. So, generally you're not... This is considered really bad practice to just stick the DLL into the repository, but it'll be good enough for now. You're not supposed to do that. That's okay. Let's cut a new release. So I'll need to stop the tracker. Should also stop lip syncing, but that's fine for that to spin up at the start. So what else do I need to do? So there's Windows. Is there anything else I need to add? No. So this is just Godot unit test stuff. I guess I shouldn't be loading in Alicia, because Alicia isn't really used as the... Yeah, I shouldn't be including Alicia. That's probably taking up a pretty good amount of space in terms of assets. So don't include Alicia either. Okay. We're optimizing. Hooray, exports. Don't export with debug. All right, so I don't think anything changed in terms of resources here, but we can always just copy and paste those. Replace the files. Then, where is it? Where is it? Apps. Stream stuff. Open CFace. Press tab to hide the UI. Yeah, there we go. And so we should be able to start the face tracker. This is the most recent build. We can load in this model. Press spacebar to recenter the model. Yeah, I think the toasts are pretty good. And that looks okay as well. So there's more interpolation options. There's lip syncing. There's A posing, T posing. I think one day I'll want to redo the UI once more, but not today. Props, still need to get on with custom props as well. Well, we can just push that to the next release. All right, that's looking okay. So what we are going to do, I think I should be able to just do this because right now it's completely loaded into memory. So if I just do this, so delete this zip file. Real-time lip sync needs to be included along with this. So then we grab 1, 2, 3, 4. That's okay. 7 zip. Add to export zip. Takes a little bit. Takes a little bit. We're cutting a new release live. Oh, baby. Okay, yeah. So prepare yourself. Yeah. And then I'll get a new Linux release out soon. So we'll create a new tag. What tag is this? So this is like not like a huge new feature. I guess this does count as a big new feature, doesn't it? I don't know. Is this a new minor version or a new? Yeah, I guess this is a new minor version. The way I usually like to do versioning is, if it's a bug fix, we'll increment the minor version. Otherwise, pretty much just stick to incrementing the minor version. Major version is only for major milestones, in my opinion. So if there's like a big rewrite or something, we will increment the major version, but haven't gotten to my first release yet, so we are still working on that. Anyways, here's the export. Export zip. Probably shouldn't be calling it export zip. Let's see. So this is open cface gd zero windows. All right, send it. I guess I should also try to see if this is even runnable from that zip file. That's not hard to do though. So close this. I'll take this zip file. Let's go to apps, drop it in here, hit it with an extract. Yeah, there we go. And then we can just do this. Please no crash. Oh, baby. Everything seems to work. Start the tracker. Oh, baby. We can also turn on lip sync. It doesn't do anything for the duck. And then it's still using the same config file as before because they all saved to the same config file path. That's okay. Yeah, okay. This looks all right. Then you should be able to just close like that. Everything should auto shut down. It's beautiful. All right, cool. Guess I should have actually kept that running, huh? That's okay. Smooth as butter. Now I just need to do the same thing for Linux. So tomorrow, I'll just have to turn on my Fedora box. We should be good. It's legit like a NASA Mars landing. It's not. Yeah, that's pretty much what I am. Yeah, I'm pretty much like a rocket scientist. Pretty much in the same league. No difference, really. Open cface gd 080. Should probably be a pre-release, but I don't know. We're just gonna do it. So the major new features are rudimentary lip sync. So better notifications. That's pretty much it, actually. Is that really worthy of a new release? Oh, no, and I deleted all the things I actually worked on. That's probably okay. That's probably okay. Non-AI driven, but should be fast / good enough. Yeah, I mean, that's it, right? What else changed? I don't know. Let me look at the tags. We'll look at the commits. What did I even change? So, oh, and then there's, yeah. Add a pose button. So usually, or what it used to happen was it would just T-pose you, because that's actually the standard for VRM models. So there's some tests. I think, oh yeah, camera settings were also changed. Yeah, okay, so there's like, I think it's better logging and then camera settings, I think. What are the tags tagged to? Like what are the commits here? Yeah, it's just better logging for, yeah. Better logging in case of crashes. Yeah, there we go. Send it. It's beautiful. There we go. We'll get a Linux build out at some point. But yeah, that's going to be it for me for today. Thanks for tuning in. I will be live tomorrow from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time working on something. Maybe this, maybe something else, who knows. But yeah, if you haven't given the channel a follow already, I highly encourage you to do so. Let's see, you can find the code here on GitHub, where along with all my other projects like this thing here, look at that. This is written in Godot as well. We don't need stream avatars. Let's see. Discord. Yeah, I don't know. Mind is starting to shut down now. I just completely forgotten my ending script, but yeah. Let's find someone to raid, I guess. Feels pretty good though, getting a new release out after all this time. We'll see if it's broken or not, and I'll need to push a hotfix or something. Alright. Let's send you to, I don't know. Let's send you to Arrow. He's doing pretty much what I did with this application here, except that I think he's trying to do it so it's more of like a replacement for Leorian board for streamers, whereas this is more just like an overlay for me. I suppose it's also a learning opportunity as well. If you ever like implement something yourself, you learn more about how it works, right? But yeah. So I will see you tomorrow from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern time. Goodbye.